Yeah. Yeah. Shit. Grams leaders CC's pounds. Close cash, close call, close encounter, close up, pounds of leaders of grams, get your dosed up, cut this up, post up, and get dosed up. This for them voted like the movement, make the most of. Monday night at 8, I can't wait to set you straight. These opinions and debates, for them folk they can't relate. I got to elevate your mind through these signs of the time. Dishing out that medication for that deaf, dumb and blind. And I ain't hard to find, you can catch me in them trenches. I do the groundwork and I ain't waiting on no sense. I be touching on them topics politicians fail to mention. And I don't vote for nobody that ain't got good intentions. I'm relentless for my people and I'm here to make a change. I got that truth serum hooked directly to your vein. Hey, this is for my people, tune in, catch a close-up, 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 a close-up, grams of it, tune in, liters of it, close-up, pounds of it, pounds of it, yeah, grams of it, liters of pounds, get you dosed up, dosed up, dosed up.
Yeah, get dosed up. What's up, everybody? Appreciate y'all for tuning in. This is the second episode. I got Lab in here with me.
That's right. As always.
Yes,
as
sir.
always.
Hey, I go by Sharpshooter, a.k.a. Dose.
That's right.
We about to dish out some medicine for y'all today. Okay, now we're going to start off, obviously, everybody know what happened over the weekend.
Right.
So I'm going to throw 3 of them up.
Okay.
I think y'all know what that means. 3 for my man, my homie.
3?
3 look, that's greatness that we witnessing right here.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So
3 up.
3. Like I was telling Lab, you know what I'm saying, before we were going live, man, I got the opportunity to see his pops play for Chicago, whooping up on them Braves. So, you know, I've been following young Pat since Texas Tech, so it's good to see great things happening with
So
that.
you one of them true and faithful fans.
Of course.
Before the money came,
Hey.
you was a fan. But
Hey.
you tell me you already knew he was destined for greatness, right?
Yeah. Well, you know, I rock with his cousin. His cousin like my brother from another, so you know what I'm saying? He basically extended fam.
Right.
I had to try to bring a autographed jersey one day if I can. Might have to pay for that one, but you never know. You never know.
Well, he gonna make it happen.
Yeah.
He gonna make it happen. So what's going on with you this week?
Okay, what's going on? Well, actually, man, this weekend, I did a little bit of recording. Finally dropped that MK Ultra song that I wanted to do, so I got that getting mixed down.
Okay.
You know, I showed up at a little Super Bowl party and whatnot to create some content.
Okay.
You know,
Let me ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
When you go in the studio as an artist, because I don't think a lot of people know. Well, it's only your second show, so they'll get to know you as you go along. How long do you usually stay in the studio? What do you usually write the songs first, then go, or do you have to hear the beat then write the song? How do you formulate your plan as to what your song is going to be?
Okay, so it just depends. I mean, it depends on the situation. It depends on the time frame. But most of the time, if I secure a studio session, I'm in there for about like 5 hours or something similar to that. To get more bang for your buck, I usually have the producer email me something, so I'm sleeping with the beats and I already got the concepts together when I get there.
Okay.
If it's something like, you know, I'm there and the producer just pull up a beat that I hadn't heard before and be like, hey, shooter, man, like, check this out, this dope right here or something. You know, let me get a hot 16 or something, you know, then we work with it from there. You know, I can on the spot write, or I might freestyle a little bit, go back, freestyle again, whatever it takes to get it done.
So do you find that your process saves time? Because, you know, sometimes artists, I know we've interviewed hundreds, maybe thousands of indie artists. Sometimes they try to find the quickest way to not waste a lot of time in the studio. So like if they have a 2-hour block, they want to maximize that 2-hour block. That's not to go over, and for 2, not to go over.
It's funny you mention that because I'm kind of getting to those crossroads too. Because when you're paying for time, you know what I'm saying, you want to maximize and get, first of all, the best quality.
Right.
So what you don't want to do is have so many songs scattered about that they're not mixed down and mastered, and you need to either add something here or there to it because you're gonna have to pay to pull that back up.
Okay.
So I would suggest someone who might have 2 hours, you get in there and you just focus on that one song that you want to focus on.
Okay.
If you know it already, get in there and lay it down, you know, as quick as possible, but don't rush nothing, man. You know what I'm saying? I try to get the best sound. So once you lay that down, then spend the rest of that time trying to mix it down. If your session time is up before you got the proper sound that you want, then double back the next time with that. Maybe take an hour and lay a verse and use that second hour to clean that up. But you do something new within that first hour. And then, you know, that's how you getting 2 birds with 1 stone.
Okay. And since I'm not, and I'm just the last question I'm gonna ask, since I'm not an artist.
Hey, man, you can ask away. Trust me.
But since I'm not an artist, do you use that time to get it mixed and mastered too, or that's a separate time?
Okay.
Because some indie artists don't know that they, once they don't really realize it sometimes. Now I'm not gonna say, I'm gonna say 95% of them do know, but once you get in there, that they don't really know that the mixing and master may not be included.
Okay, I was just gonna say it all depends on the relationship that you have with your producer and your engineer and who you're dealing with. But what you have to understand is most of the time they're gonna have a package anyway. Okay. They have their standard hours, set rates. They got and it's separate. Okay. But when you're dealing with someone like me that might, you know what I'm saying, have a good relationship going on and you break a lot of bread with them and you do it consistently, then it's like, hey, you've been paid for time. Can you just clean this song up for me while we're here?
Right.
And then they're not going to mind because it's like, okay, well, I'm not using this time that he paid money for to create something totally new. So I just finish this out. Sometimes they actually prefer that. They be like, hey, Shooter, why don't you just, I got a groove on this one. I already got to bounce it down and tweak it a little bit anyway for you to go home and listen to it. Why don't you just let me dig into it real quick and make it fly? You know what I'm saying? And, okay, cool. So with that one, that's something I can go and either try to press up or master it or let people hear that one, you know?
Okay. And this is going to go into our topic that we're going to talk about today. What you said, building, what kind of relationships, I think indie artists, and you can speak on this later on down the line, need to know the importance of building relationships. Being it the producer, the engineer, the DJ, the whoever it may be within that network that may be able to push your song a little further. Because I don't think a lot of new artists understands the importance of a physical in your face type of networking relationship. You know, social media pretty much makes them think that they already have that relationship, but sometimes being in the face of that person, talking to that person, physically meeting that person gives them a better understanding of who you are as an artist more than social media does.
The best advice I can give on that is respect what a person does first and foremost. They don't have to do anything for you for free, and most of the time they aren't, because I mean it's a service.
Right.
Also, you don't know what they're going through financially. You don't know who's depending on them. Just because they're in a situation to make something happen with their art doesn't mean that their time and the energy that they're putting into it isn't worth some compensation.
Okay.
Once you develop that back and forth or some compensation going on, and I appreciate this and that, then people will give and take. They're gonna be a little bit lenient because they understand, hey man, you're trying to bankroll something. You're investing in yourself, but within you investing in yourself, I'm benefiting as well. So of course they're gonna want to keep you around. Of course you're gonna get that allotted time that you need, and they're gonna be understanding that every time you might not be able to get that 5-hour slot. You might only be able to afford 2 hours or an hour or something, but they still gonna put the same care or quality that they would in it. When you try to lowball people and do things for free all the time, you just might get that lowball product.
Okay.
Or product, no product at all.
Okay, because I know a lot of people say the price is the price. You're like, and they'll try to talk you down. You know, a lot of artists don't feel like they need to pay for anything. That it's I'm the artist. You know what I'm saying? This is an opportunity for you and me. Of course it is, but you know, I got $50,000 worth of gear I got to pay for. I got a space I'm renting out. I got insurance I got to pay for. So there's things that a lot maybe artists don't necessarily see as a problem, but it becomes a problem. You know what I mean? So I'm gracious, and we'll shed light on that more as we
Okay.
go down the line. We don't want to get too much into that. But
Gotcha.
you were talking about relationships. So what's our topics about today?
Okay, so the topics is about relationships, but we talking couple wise. You know, so that's basically, you know, what I've been noticing is a lot of people have been either complaining or saying like there's no good men out there, or we have women that's proud or trying to settle for being side chicks as if like that's something a good woman or that's something to shoot for and strive for. A lot of times you'll see posts that are trending and it's just basically saying what someone would or wouldn't do, but you don't have insightful conversations as to maybe why you chose this person or what actually attracts you to this person. There's different laws, I would say, to the attraction. One of them that I'm touching on is like physical attraction.
Right.
I mean, we all know that there are people out there that we physically attracted to.
Right.
But just because you physically attracted to them doesn't mean that they have habits, or that doesn't mean that y'all are compatible. If you strictly basing it off of the looks, then I mean, sometimes you might feel awkward actually after y'all are intimate, you know, because you haven't taken the time to know that person, taking the time to talk to them, figure out their likes, what makes them comfortable, you know, what makes them lean and yearn more towards you.
Okay, I get what you're saying. So, and I guess you're gonna be speaking more as you say, couples wise. Since I was married for 25 years, but you're speaking more on the dating scene because you're single, right?
Yeah, I'm single.
Have you been married?
No, I haven't.
That's the first question somebody gonna ask.
Exactly.
What you know about relationships? You been married before?
Now, so here's the thing. That's why the only way this can apply to married people and single people is the perspective that I'm taking on it.
Okay.
Like anyone can take this and build from it and learn from it, because technically you can use some of these same qualities or properties that I'm talking about and apply them to your relationship with a brother.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? If you take the intimacy out of it, or you take, you know, your relationship with family members.
Okay.
Okay. Clearly we're not talking about something physical, but as far as spirituality,
Okay.
some people are in relationships based off of church or their religion, religious background. You know, they go into church trying to find someone, or they want to be hooked up through like the mosque, or you know, just settings like that, going to Christian networking and things. And okay, so you have that in common, but what else do you have in common?
Right.
Just because
If that goes away, what's
Exactly.
left?
You know, or sometimes as you get older or more mature, or just because you start out with a particular religious background and belief doesn't mean that you may die with that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because as long as you have that particular higher energy source that you're gravitating to, you know, the books are just there as like a recipe or directions and instruction. But mainly the person that you're with, are you with them for their mentality?
Right.
And when I say mentality, like, are y'all compatible? Do you agree on a lot of things? Or you can look at it, the mentality meaning, what is their intent or the perspective? What do they think of you? Or what do they plan on getting out of you?
Right. As a person who was married for 25 years and grew up, me and my wife got married at a very young age. We kind of grew up together in the marriage, going to college and raising children. And what I've learned is, even though we started out in the relationship kind of yoked a little bit, as we grew older and got more experiences, we grew apart. You get what I'm saying? So what happened with us is, you know, once we got to a certain age, once my wife got to a certain age, and I guess rightfully so, I didn't feel this way. She felt like she was missing out on, she had missed out on a lot of things being married so young and having children. So even though you may be yoked at the beginning, sometimes life experiences can make you separate and go and divide, not on anything in particular, but just on the fact that you've been married so long and you feel like you haven't experienced anything. So that's what I experienced when it comes to relationships and being married, is that even though we grew up in the marriage and we kind of liked certain things alike because we grew up liking them, as an 18 and 17-year-old, we grew up liking them, and we moved for trying to raise children and all those things. We liked a lot of things alike, but as we crossed that threshold into 30 years old, 35 years old, those things kind of separated. She started liking this more, and I started liking that more, and we kind of just separated and divided on our separate ways. So that's just something that I'm speaking on my behalf as far as being in a relationship for a very long time as a married couple. So those things can happen too.
That's kind of like what I try to talk to my daughter about when she does bring up relationships and things, and that's where the mentality part comes in. And I'm like, well, mentally, are you ready for this? Is with the age that you're in, you know, you got to understand, like, that's why I would definitely encourage her to date as opposed to try to marry someone at this particular age, because I'm like, man, you're this young and you've yet to grow into what you like about yourself and what you have going on with you.
Right.
And you're willing to do that with someone else, you see what I'm saying,
Right.
for a duration of your life. That's a big commitment.
I think that and you're telling your daughter right for far as what I see, what I experience. This is my own experiences. I think you're telling your daughter right, because if I had done it differently, I would have been out in the world a little bit more. I would have dated a little bit more people, experienced a little bit more things, and then maybe got married a little bit later. That's neither here or there, but I think that you should experience some things before you settle down, because at 18, 17 years old, we really didn't know what we liked. We knew what we had to do because we were having children. We had a son on the way, but we necessarily didn't know what we liked. You know what I'm saying? We didn't know. I didn't know what I liked as that. You know, I'm 18. I'm a junior in college at this point. So
Exactly.
you know, I didn't know what I necessarily liked. I knew what I had to do as far as taking care of my wife and my children. But as far as liking that, and I experienced that once I got divorced, that I didn't know what I liked. I didn't know me. So that's, you know what I'm saying? Like, 'cause all my energy and all my time was spent making sure that my wife and my children were good, and what they liked and what they were happy with, and not necessarily myself. And maybe my wife felt the same way. My ex-wife felt the same way. Then maybe not. She didn't know who she was, and that's all well and good. You know what I'm saying? But I think you're telling your daughter exactly right. She needs to experience some things first.
Exactly. Because mainly at that age, what I liked was the little bit of freedom I had to actually get out there and date and be with people. And so it's like, if I like that, that was my thing to do. So it's kind of like taking that vibe and that freedom away to just stick with one particular person, you know, and I'm not even experienced in the world just yet.
Right.
So a lot of times that can cause prejudgment on between both of you guys, wherein you like, well, that's when you're calling somebody, well, you made a dumb decision, and clearly it was, because I'm young.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But when you're young, you don't look at it as like that, because that's your own world.
Right.
So you're like, hey, you calling dumb, you know what I'm saying? You think you on point. And now that I look back years later, I'm like, well, she really was right about that situation. You know what I'm saying? But I was too immature.
Right.
What I've been learning now, because I've been around long enough, is sometimes my taste is changing because I'm adapting.
Right.
You know, what I won't do is lessen my standards for ratchetness. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
I'll take a work in progress.
Right.
Because to me, I'm always in progress. But that doesn't mean that I'm a hinder your progress if you connect with me. Because I got enough traits that's strong enough to build with you to enhance both of us.
Right.
So, but yeah, I mean, those are the lessons, like I say, that I'm dropping on my daughter as of now. But a lot of the times she's been able to see my parents and her mother's parents, because, you know, they're still married.
So do you think experiences within the family within the family dynamic helps to guide and mold and maybe teach a child a relationship, even if it's a good relationship or a bad relationship? Let's think of it that way. We're not necessarily just talking about good relationships. We're talking about bad relationships as well. Do you think those things can mold and teach a child, bad or good, about relationships?
So no relationship is perfect, and yeah, they really actually do need to see a bad relationship. But when I say a bad relationship, I don't mean unbearable and a torturous relationship. you know, I mean, something that's gonna scar them because it's been physically bad. I just mean bad, meaning like some disagreements, it didn't go your way, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You don't necessarily hate Buddy, but you ain't gonna speak highly of it. Just let it be. And she's experienced some of those. But it was also good for her to see me maybe go through a relationship that wasn't necessarily good, or her mom go through it, because with that is she would understand, one, how we respond, how we bounce back,
Right.
off, you know, also how patient we are in between breakups. The next person I bring into the picture, does it look like I've made, you know, an advancement?
Right.
Have I upgraded, or
Right.
have I learned my lesson, or am I getting somebody that looks like they're doing the same thing or worse? You know, and believe it or not, man, you know, my daughter can sense those things, and I actually tap into it. I'm like, hey, what you think? You know what I'm saying? I met this young lady right here or whatever, and if I tell her some things like, once, where'd you meet her, Dad? You know, and those are good questions, because that's what I would ask her.
Right.
Which
and I think that's very important. I think you doing that, what you're doing, and discussing these things with her is very important, because we don't realize how much daughters love their dads. And a lot of times, if you're a great dad, your daughter is going to look for a guy who's as great as you. You get what I'm saying? Because you influenced her in a certain way, to where she was like, well, even though my mom and dad wasn't together, my dad didn't treat my mama like that. Or like, you know what I'm saying? She'll know what to walk away from. I believe that's just my opinion. I could be wrong, but I think that's just my opinion. If you show her that love and how you treat her mom, it shows her how she should be treated.
Well, I made sure that I didn't show any signs of disrespect for her mom, even though, you know, at one point we weren't really on speaking terms, but it would always be cordial.
Right.
You know, and it got to the point wherein my daughter trusted her own judgments because we trusted her. So it's like the mother was like, well, you old enough to talk to your dad, and you know,
Right.
we raised you right, so what do I really need to, I don't have to throw any flags on any plays by what he's saying for you to do.
Right.
And I'm not throwing any flags on any of her plays. If my daughter did tell me something that the mother did to her that I didn't like, and she told me in confidence, I didn't mention it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, well, hey, I'm still a guardian too, so you good. You know, I think the mother did a wonderful job,
Right.
so I'm cool with it, you know.
And you touched on something that I think is very important. Even though my relationship with my wife ended on bad terms because of a cheating incident, on her part, not mine. Because you know they say all black men cheat, black men don't cheat. My important thing was down the line of my children talking to me. She could say I don't think parents realize talking bad about the spouse or the ex is not really a good thing.
It's
I
not.
never talked bad about my ex-wife to my children at all, period. I always tell him that's still your mother. She gave you life. Without her, there's no you. You get what I'm saying? I always
Yep.
try to show her that respect as their mother, regardless of how I feel about her. That is still their mother, and they still, because if I start not showing respect, they gonna start showing respect. And if I don't reel them in when they do show disrespect and say, look, I don't care what's going on with your mother, that's still your mother,
Yep.
and you still need to show her the respect as your mother. Regardless to all that, I don't think a lot of times when we have these conversations on social media and the internet and all that stuff about relationships, that we touch on certain things like we're doing now, because it's always a negative.
Exactly.
It's always
Yep.
a negative. What you gonna do for me? How
Yep.
you gonna?
Yep.
You gonna buy me this? I think a man should pay for everything and all that stuff. That's not reality.
No,
Reality is a lot of black men, and I'm gonna speak for black men because I am one.
Yeah, I got you.
A lot of us try to do the right things by our children, the people that we may have had children with, and the people that we're with. We all want to do the right things. We all try our best to do the right things. But I don't think a lot of people realize how much within the day, and don't get me wrong, a single mother deals with a lot of stuff too.
Oh, yeah.
But how much
Oh, yeah.
a black man deals with in the day too. We deal with a lot of shit too.
Man, every
And it's
day,
never
all day.
spoken on, but we still try to do the right thing by our children, by our exes, and by our people that we're currently dating. And those things are never really spoken about because, of course, they don't get enough clicks. They don't get enough likes when you talk about some of the positive things that we try to do. It's always the negative.
So, you know, I always looked at it like, why would I make it harder for the mother of my child? Because I'm making it harder on my child as well.
Right.
So that's senseless. I'm never going to be an obstacle or hinder anything. And then I had to learn this myself the hard way. And this wasn't even harboring hate towards the her mother.
Right.
This was just like some beef.
Right.
If you continuously hold anger, spite, animosity in your chest for someone, it is going to bring you down.
Right.
You're going to start looking funny, feeling funny. It's going
Right.
to start raising up your blood pressure, and it's actually
And it makes you tired.
Yep, it makes you tired, and you're defeating yourself because if you can't handle the situation, you're going to think about it all the time. I mean, you know, that's why like I said, I mean, I don't have any hate towards her. If I were to hold on to that, I would take that with me into another relationship. And then that's another thing, like I start with the clean slate.
Right.
I'm single, so I'm not gonna base whoever I meet now off the last person.
Right.
I don't do no comparison. I'm not taking that baggage or whatever, however that ended. I'm not starting this like that. This is someone totally new. So they get the
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut
No, you
off.
good.
I just want to, because you know we gonna talk.
uh-huh.
But we try not to do that. But we do notice likenesses.
Oh, clearly.
You get what I'm saying? If we were in
Yeah,
a bad relationship
yeah.
where we broke up and we were arguing in the relationship always, of course we try not to carry that baggage. But we damn sure gonna notice some shit that happened in the last relationship
Yep.
that you doing now.
And so
And it's not. I don't consider that carrying baggage. I consider that to be aware.
How
I'm aware of what you're doing.
how I addressed exactly
Right.
and how I addressed that, it's a mental note. You know
Right.
what? I'm not gonna do the same thing with this person that I just got out of that.
Right.
Right. So now that's a flag that, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
We're getting to
That's
them
a red
flags.
flag.
That's a red flag. You
Let
know
me
what I'm
store
saying?
that for later.
Yeah, you need to go ahead, put the Foot Locker uniform on like you a referee and throw that flag out there on that. But you know, like if you start out, like I say, like I look at this, if I'm talking to you, could be a seed. I want to plant properly, water this. This gonna take some time to develop. You know, that's why I'm choosy with who and selective with who I give my energy to.
Right.
And a lot of times, man, I go with the flow. You know, and I'm getting to the point where all that energy and chasing someone, nah, cause I'm to the point where I'm attracted.
Right.
We gonna meet. You know what I'm saying? We gonna
Right.
attract. I'm not running around no more. You know what I'm saying? Because who else do you have running around?
Right.
You know, and if you with me, you rocking with me, and you want to be for me, you're not necessarily gonna set the hoops on fire.
Right.
Because you're gonna understand what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Is what I should be doing to keep that attention and to keep us attracting towards each other.
Right.
So that's how I'm looking at it at this point and stage in the game of where I'm at. I'm looking at what they present to me. It's all about their conversation and
Presentation.
their language. As soon as I meet, because it's trigger words to me, man. I don't care about that. When you ask me where I'm
talking about
from,
more red flags.
Yeah, hey, red flag. When you ask me where I'm from,
Right.
I'm kind of done with you.
Okay.
Because what you're gonna do is, oh, I'm from there too.
Right.
Yeah, right. Okay. Name streets and stuff like that. You see what I'm saying? And you from here, right? You know.
Right.
Okay, cool. And now you in my DMs. You know what I'm saying? But you ain't got no cell phone number.
Right.
You
Oh,
can't
okay.
FaceTime, things like that. You see what I'm
Right.
saying?
And see, you know,
So,
I don't think. Let me ask you a question. That's at some point that's dating. Do you find that the dating pool is infected with that kind? Because I heard a while back someone says, well, they don't even give you their number no more. They just tell you to follow them on Instagram.
yeah, they do. They do. I mean, that's young game. You know, it's cute. It's cute. You know what I'm saying? If that's what you need, if that's what you know, see, what you don't want is you don't want me to think of you as some prey. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
Like, don't present yourself like that to me.
Right, right.
Because that's public.
Right.
And if I decide I'm finna holler at you, I'm gonna take you up through there like that.
Right.
'Cause
What happens
you
to the
handling me a
private
certain way.
conversation? If I like you and you like me and we exchange numbers, what's wrong with that? Because we can get to know each other on the intimate terms.
Yeah.
If I text you, you can ignore the text just like you can the DM. You get what I'm saying? So there's no difference there. But if you're telling me to hit you on Instagram, I might not hit you right away because I don't try to be on social media like
I'm
that.
not
and I'm not gonna remember to be like, oh, let me hit her up, see if she want to go on a date on fucking Instagram.
I'm
like,
trying to tell you, man, that shit sound like
not
I'm
intimate,
like an
that's not-
application on some
Right.
shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm filling out something
we're
like,
not
nah,
getting
man.
to know each other that way.
Exactly.
I'm getting
It's-
to know you, to me, the same way everybody else is getting to know you.
Yeah.
Through these pictures and videos that you're
Yep,
posting.
yep. You gonna talk.
And I think that's a bad way to date. Don't get me wrong, I'm old, so
You
it
ain't
is
that
what the
old.
fuck it is.
Nah, we got common sense. That's what
I
that
come from
is.
the days of having a notepad and a pen and walking through the mall getting numbers. That
Oh
way.
yeah, clearly that. You know, got the little strips of paper in there, get a little receipt, write on some, you know, can you write on this napkin? Shit, might even have to put it on your hand for a few, you know.
Right.
But
and I think more guys, and this just me, more black men, when a woman tells you, because I think it'll change the narrative. When a woman tells you, just hit me on Instagram, you say, nah, that's all right. I'm good.
yeah.
Because it not only does it show her that I ain't sweating you,
Mm-hmm.
it also tells them, well, maybe I need to change my. If enough men do it to them, maybe it says, I
see-
need to change my narrative and stop telling people to follow me on Instagram if I want to get to know them.
Enough men should do it, but they
Right.
not because they want to see the ass that they
Right.
gonna post. But I'm just saying, but see
Taking
with
the Cheesecake Factory.
I'm
bitch.
trying to tell you. But see, with me, when they start being all this in my DMs and hit me on this and this, I'm just saying, look, I don't really do this like this. I'm not on IG like this. I'm not on Facebook like this. If I
Right.
do, it's for some content. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? So you're really not gonna get at me like that.
Right.
And then I'm like, man, it's like you making me uncomfortable. I don't want to log in and all that just
Right.
for that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or if I log in when I want to log in, I don't log in for that. You know what
Right,
I'm saying?
I'm not
I'll
logging
handle
in
some
to see if you
business.
sent me a message.
Yeah, but I'm not trying to do all the personal on that.
Right, right.
And then here go the flip side. Now, when you intentionally start trying to holler at them on Instagram, then
Right.
you get the cold shoulder.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So it's which I want.
Right.
You know.
Right.
But I'm always wary of the ones that want to do it through the social media because if we supposed to be getting in a relationship, this gonna be personal.
trying to build
I need them
something together.
digits.
Right.
Yeah, you know, I need you texting and I need to hear that voice
Right.
because I don't know who you might be.
Right. I get what you're saying. I just wanted to throw that out there real quick while we were having that conversation.
Yeah, yep.
Let me ask you another question as far as when it comes to dating and the dating pool today. Do you find that we talked about women telling you to hit them on social media or whatever? Do you find that social media influenced a lot of the thinking of the women out here today?
Clearly.
I'm not in a dating pool, so I don't know, but these are good things to ask because you see a lot of videos on social media about dating, and I'm like, is it really like that? Like, is it really like,
Yeah, it
does
is.
a woman feel like taking her to Cheesecake Factory is it beneath her? Like, I'm just asking.
Okay,
Because
so
I know I done spent $200-$300 at Cheesecake Factory easily.
hey man, look. First of all, I will say this: what's going on this social media with the women is like some of them are dressing for other women and competing with other women, and I ain't gonna lie, I like that factor and that part of it. But what we not gonna do is we not gonna sit here and act like that a man who is trying to actually treat you to something or spend some time with you and court you old-fashioned wise, like y'all want, and you gonna put dollar signs on it and run the man up through there because of the amount of what it is. Now, like, if you high maintenance, then you need to be stating that. State it from the beginning and tell this man where you want to go.
Right.
So because certain things, when you tell me, I can look at the menu and see what you bout and know where we going and where we headed with this.
Right.
If I can look down the menu and I'm looking at this right here, $90, this right here is this and that and this. Okay, so what we trying to prove today?
Right.
Seriously, like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Are your bills paid for the month? Because this meal right here, these are some bills we got going on. And to me, I don't even really like you trying to throw it out there like that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Let's take some steps to even see if you're worth what you trying to make me do.
Right.
Because-
Especially on the first date, right?
I mean, like, when you a man...
we got to build to that, right? It's
Yeah,
like a volcano.
exactly,
It's got a
exact-
back build and
Yep.
tornado
Yep.
and volcano. It's got a back build. We got to build to that. Now, once we get to that point,
Mm-hmm.
sky's the limit as far as I'm concerned. But I don't think I'm going to spend $1,000 on the first date
Nah.
off the rip
Nah.
because I don't even know if I'm going to see you tomorrow, and I don't know. But what if we to the point now that I feel like if I do it, you gonna do it too. Then sky's the limit. You get what I'm saying?
Shit me. Okay, so on that note,
Right.
what I was finna say is I'm throwing new shit out here now. I'm doing new game. Like I want to go to the library with somebody. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. Let's take some photos with these books. That's what we gonna do, and we gonna
You
talk this,
tripping.
and we
You
go
tripping,
see if
Dose.
somebody intellectually, and then we can go on a picnic after that or something.
Oh.
Like, but here we go though. Would you be able to go to the library with your wife if you're married? Question.
If I was married, oh yeah, I would.
Okay, so I'm looking for that type of material.
Right.
So a date with the library should be awesome with her if it's with me.
When I was married, we went to the library. We thought it was the best thing going. We got that library card.
Okay.
We checked out like 90 books.
Might even show a movie that day.
I
on
got
a
a
projector or some shit.
I got a book right now. I ain't took it back to the library. But
man.
it was an exciting time to have our own library card. And I don't know why. I don't know why. You know, we 20,
Free books for
25,
temporarily
26
free
years
books.
old, and we like, man, we finally got a library card. Like,
Yep. But now it's all about also if I want to do it, and that's what I like doing. That's what I'm gonna do. If I show up on your ass with an electric pencil sharpener and some coloring pencils and a coloring book, and
Right.
that's what I feel like doing. That's what I'm gonna do.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Now, I might bring some flowers that you burn with it and some flowers that you could put in a vase with
Right,
it.
right,
But
right.
that's what it's finna be for that night. And
That's how I'm gonna decompress, right?
well, it's therapeutic, and see
Right.
that's the point. I want peace now, so it's getting to the point where I'm damn near antisocial because wherever you go, it's always some prejudgment, something sky high, somebody, you know what I'm saying, somebody to dampen the mood, something negative. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, man. Stipulations to things. What happened is just chilling, man, and the person that you chilling with is almost like a friend to you. So it's like it's so much respect that when the check come, I don't even care if it's a woman there. Y'all damn near almost want to fight over it. Of course, I got it every time. You ain't even got to ask.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? It does feel good for a man or to a man for a woman to be like, I got it this time. You know what I'm saying? You always paying for it. Like, what's
Right.
wrong with you?
Right.
And I get that. You know what I'm saying? I get,
right,
boy, why
right.
are you like this?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to stay like that because first and foremost, I got your back.
Right.
And see,
It
my
has to be a reason
relationships
that
be
I have
friendships
to really not
too.
to have it for me not to pay for it. Especially
Exactly.
if we rock it.
And then I don't even like to show up if I ain't got it.
Right. I'll if I can overdrive my account to pay for it, I will because
Exactly.
I don't want you to pay for it. I
Nope.
sure don't want you asking for
Nope.
somebody else to pay
Nope.
for it. You get what I'm saying? If we rocking like that.
Yeah.
So I don't think a lot of women understand that aspect that if we got it and we rocking with you, we gonna do it. We gonna pay for it. You know what I'm saying? We want to make you happy, but not
Yep.
on the first date. Like it's just not gonna happen on the
Man,
first date.
no.
I don't think it should happen on the first date.
Why? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Okay, now, if I sat up there and I brought a ring to a first date and proposed to somebody, they would be like, he's a weirdo.
Right.
So pump your brakes on certain
Why you
things.
want me to spend $2,000 on you then on the first date?
Hey, man,
I mean,
that is the ring right there. Down payment on one on.
Right. If you hoeing, just say you hoeing.
Basically,
We can work it out. a different
that's an
way.
arrangement. We don't even need to eat.
That's business.
Thank you. It's business right here.
If you
We
fry
cut the
up,
food
I
out.
might be a patron.
We can stop at that corner liquor store and make a beeline straight to wherever we need to be
Right,
to. Might not even have to get out the car.
Right.
But
I'm
hey,
gonna do hotel. If you hoeing and you hoeing,
man,
you
look
look
here,
good,
man.
dog.
Find the but you know,
I might do hotel too.
see now, like I said, I'm looking for quality now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Not even no quantity. And I'm like I say, if I get the right one, I ain't got time or the money for a side chick.
Right.
Straight up. Not unless she just free and just jumping all over me, man. And I ain't even, like I said, I try not to do women like that. I give them what they asking for. If you want me, that's what you're gonna get. Now, we do have people that they like to build these polygamous relationships and things like that.
Right,
And like,
right,
man,
right.
I don't really be sharing, man. I'm sorry.
So you a selfish lover.
Not necessarily even selfish. It's just if you want that, then be over there.
Right. I get. I'm
like-
selfish.
If it's tagged mine, it's mine.
Right,
Man.
right.
Like I ain't got to explain it, and I shouldn't even have to have the selfish or the no traits of no worrying and stuff like that.
Right.
Like the last woman I was with, man, I will say, no worries, man. Wherever she say she was gonna be at, that she was gonna be at.
That's what she
most
was
of the
at.
time that was at home. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right,
I
right.
was the one now. You know what I'm saying? Everywhere. Doing what I do though,
In them-
there wasn't no
in them
infidelity
streets.
going on.
In
I was
them
in them
streets.
streets. Well, I was bringing a bag home with it though. You know what I'm saying? Some bacon with that.
Right,
Some
right.
groceries.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When I came back to the house. So and they got cooked too.
Right.
But you know, like, and that's a cool thing. Like when you can talk about your ex maybe with a smile, man. You know, that means you know both of y'all were doing something kind of right.
Right.
Because a lot of times you only hear one side from the dude or you hear one side from the chick.
From the girl.
And
yeah.
then if it's bad, then it's like, well, damn, bro, what did you do? Because you
Right.
still mad as hell. So when
Right.
two people be mad, that means both y'all done fucked up or both somebody did.
Somebody
yeah.
done did
Yeah,
something,
you
right.
couldn't just be on the receiving end of everything, man.
Right.
Ain't nobody stupid, you know. So
A lot of times, some people be mad because of all the time they didn't put into, and now we here.
okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, and
Like me, I was mad for a long time because I done spent 25 years with you building a relationship, and this is what you want to do. So now I'm mad. You get what I'm saying? Now I'm pissed off or bitter, whatever you say, and I'm really pissed off. And she pissed off because I have the nerve to leave or to divorce. So now she pissed off. So it could be a something like that, but that's neither here nor there. Let me ask you another question. Do you think, and this is going to be one of them conspiracy theory questions.
let's go with
Do
it.
you
Let's go. I
think
like them.
that the prolification of social media
Uh-huh.
and all the talk about black relationships is done on purpose to keep the
Yeah.
black men and women apart, to keep us separated on so
Clearly.
many trivial things that really
Clearly.
don't affect us on the everyday.
It ain't no conspiracy. I'm gonna touch on this real quick, and
Okay.
then I'm gonna get back to the social media aspect.
Okay.
Okay, all that welfare and all that, that's the real deal. That's real deal. You know what I'm saying? Keeping
Right.
that man up out of there for Section 8 and all these other things, and having stipulations of not having a black man in the house, but you gotta have kids and all of that. Yeah, we know that. That definitely divided.
Right,
okay,
right.
now if you want to go to entertainment, you going from, like, we'll say the Cosby Show, families like that. You know what I'm saying? I looked at that; those were positive shows.
Right,
But now, if you spin it towards Atlanta Housewives or Love and Hip Hop, what do you get from that?
Right.
You get people with multiple spouses. You get people fighting when they're upset. Even the men and the women fighting each other. So, like, there's no nutrient in that when it comes to a relationship. All it shows is tolerance for bullshit.
And toxic.
Yeah,
Toxicity.
you see what I'm saying? Exactly. And the time frame and schemes be off. You know what I'm saying? Like, the shit that they do is so damaging, you know what I'm saying, mentally and sometimes physically, that when they get back to it within the next 5 minutes after that commercial and it look like everything is cool, in real life that shit might take you a month or some change to get over with. So it's like, you know what I'm saying, it's not even giving scenarios that you really go through. And if you're trying to create those scenarios, you really shouldn't be. Another thing, like we said, when I talked on at least time, and I touched on that, like, social media kind of, like, I would say, microwaves the timing.
Okay.
Fast this, fast that.
Right.
Everybody posting, you got a man. 2 months later, you don't. You see what I'm
Right,
saying?
right,
But you were
right.
posting, you went on a trip with this, vacationing with Bay. You done took him shopping. You done posted all the gifts.
Right.
And now all of a sudden,
Bay
it's
not-
deleted.
Bay not
It's
nowhere
deleted.
around.
I done seen someone almost get married within a 4-week span and was all gung-ho, and you got to live in the spirit of the moment. God guided me. Nature told me to do this and that. And now all of a sudden, you not with that person. So, you know, yeah, social media, man, it makes sometimes women anxious. It make, or men too. It makes, it's a tool to me. It's like, it's competition with it.
Right.
You know, you have one person post that he can have 4 wives, so the next man got to outdo him. You see what I'm saying? Or you have women showing, look what my man put me through, and you got another one. Look what my man put me through.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, okay,
So do you think that stirs up the toxicity within the relationship because of the visualizations we see on a constant basis when it comes to relationships? Because, you know, I'm going to be honest with you. I've never heard this conversation about a man paying for everything until social media.
yeah,
You get what I'm saying? Like, I've
exactly.
never heard this conversation brought up in I'm not going to say my 53 years, but even when I was married. Even when I was married, and I was married for 25 years, even when I was married for my wife and her friends at that time, I never heard a conversation about a man paying for everything.
So,
Like,
and
you
here's
get what I'm
the-
saying? I've never heard that conversation until to the advent of social media.
So you're right, because I remember talking to married dudes or just talking to dudes dating, right? And if you said, man, you paying for everything or something like that, it was that. But see, what social media does is it provides a platform for everyone to give their opinion on it. So if everybody see the opinion of, damn, that's what they should be doing, then another guy, well, that's what I need to be doing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, no, you need to be doing what you can afford, and you need to be doing what applies to you and your situation and what your woman requires, what your woman wants, what make your woman happy, what make both of y'all happy.
Right.
If your woman doesn't require you to pay 50-50, if your woman doesn't require you to pay shit, that's on you. Now, me as a man, I would want to put in something with anyone, even if I was rooming with my cousin and he's a male, if I'm rooming with my brother, if I'm
Right.
rooming, if I'm gonna put something on it. That's just how it goes. You earn your keep when it's with me.
Right.
But now the way I look at it is, if I got a crib and you my woman and you kicking it with me, you with me. You in there with me.
Right.
Now, if you start trying to paint shit, knock down walls, tell me what to do, tell me how I need to come and go, we're gonna have to start making some guidelines and pumping some brakes.
Right.
Because you only get those type of privileges when you're putting in on something that someone is either benefiting from or someone actually needs. If I don't need your money to live how I want to live, you can't really tell me I need to be coming and going. I have
Right.
to want to be with you anyway.
Right.
Now, I'm the type of person, if you're doing what you need to do and you got that energy that want to keep me around, I'm going to be around.
Right.
But what woman wants somebody around them 24/7? You gotta have time with the fellas, with the family, with the friends. I
Yeah.
mean, you know, give me my space because I'm gonna give you yours.
Right.
I will put some money on the table and tell you, go out here and shop, go eat, get your nails done, whatever. Go out there with your with Cece and go have some fun tonight. It's
Right.
girls' night out on me,
Right.
and that's how you handle that.
Right.
But you know, to mandate and to put a percentage on, then I'm like, okay, you want to file some taxes on this today too? You know what I'm saying? What happens if I don't have the 50-50? You see, I don't want to have to incur these type of problems and questions.
I don't think this financial conversation was ever had before social media. Now, I'm going to be 100% honest. I may have missed it. Don't get me wrong, because when I was married, all my focus was on my children and my wife.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
in school and work.
Yeah.
So I may have missed it, but I just don't remember this financial 50-50 pay all conversation being had before social media. I just don't remember it. And maybe it was being had and because social media wasn't around, it wasn't public. But I just don't remember it ever being had.
So with that being said, now as a parent, does it make sense for me to tell my daughter, hey, what you need to do is make just enough money so that a guy can go in half with you and y'all can get a house and a car?
It's not even that. See, that's what I think me and you are missing the conversation. It's not that. She gonna make what she gonna make, and she gonna keep what she makes, but you gonna pay everything. You get what I'm saying? Like she's still gonna go to work. And
Oh,
she
yeah.
be making
Yeah.
maybe making
Yeah.
100,000,
Yeah.
and you
Yeah.
may be making 125,000. She gonna keep that 100, and you gonna pay everything else. You gonna pay
So-
out everything. That's the conversation
Okay.
that I see as being had.
So,
now the 50-50 part, from what I see, and I'm not trying to cut you off. I just wanted to make sure that we go down the right conversation. The 50-50 part, from what I see on social media, is considered a man being weak.
Oh, okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Let's
okay,
make sure
okay.
we steer this ship right.
Okay,
The 50-50 part is not a positive conversation. when
Yeah,
we
it's
talk
like,
about
damn,
this.
bro, you lowballing or something.
Right,
You a
right.
downgrade.
If we're,
Okay.
you know, the conversation, I'll never let my woman pay 50-50. I'm gonna pay it all.
Oh,
or the
okay,
woman
okay,
is like,
cool,
I'll
cool,
never
cool.
want to with a man that's want me to pay 50-50. He needs to pay it all. That's the conversation that's being had. 50-50 is not, oh, I'm paying my 50-50, you pay
Yeah,
50-50.
50-50
We happy,
is not
we
good anymore, in
It's
other
not
words, what
good.
you're
That's
saying.
not where we at no more.
Okay.
It's all on you as the man to make
So-
sure her as the woman is good.
So here's the thing, right? This how we gonna break this down. This how we gonna do this. If I'm single and I'm living by myself, I know exactly how much my upkeep, my intake, everything I got going on for survival and being comfortable. I know how much that costs. I have the budget for that, right? If I meet you, I don't know what the hell you got going on. I don't know how much you cost, right? How much it costs, what you got going on. I don't know your rent, or whether you got a house, car, all this. You got car insurance and all that, right? Now, if you got a car that's better than mine, do you expect for me to be paying on your insurance first of all? Like, what the fuck?
yes, they do.
Oh, you do? Okay, well, guess what? Then I'll be driving that car.
Hey.
Because my thing is this. You coming with what you coming with. So and I'm not gonna take what you coming with.
Right.
Because I'm coming with what I'm coming with, and I'm willing to share what I'm coming with.
Right.
But now, like I said before, I don't know all of the expenses that you have. Some of the expenses that you have, I might not even agree with, because
Right,
I might
right,
have some
right.
expenses, some habits, and some shit that cost me that she ain't gonna want to put down on, and ain't anyway. So I'm like, hold on now. If you're gonna take from what I want to get going on, but just to pay for the shit you want going on, and you making money, we gonna have to throw some flags on the play. I need a whistle with this bitch, because I'm like this. First of all, I'm never gonna take from you. I'm never gonna take out your mouth. My job is to provide for both of us, right? But you got to understand, if I don't have it and you my woman, then what kind of woman are you to rag on me, to say I ain't about shit, to categorize me with the amount that I make?
Right.
Then now your character is flawed, which is what I can go down characteristics. You see what I'm saying? If your character flawed, you're not finna be with me anyway.
Right.
So, okay, now, if that's how you want to do it, I'm gonna take you up through there. And if I'm paying for everything, if I want to kick your ass out, you out and you don't get shit.
Oh, you can't do that.
Hey, it's gonna get done. It's gonna get done. What you supposed to do? Take
Now
everything I work
weak.
for, take
Now
from
you
me,
weak. Now you
kick
weak.
me out my shit.
You see the
No.
narrative, right? You see the narrative, right? Now
I see
you
the
weak
narrative.
for kicking out.
Oh, no. Ain't no
Everything
weakness.
that pertains
First of all,
to us
I'm
as
strong
black men.
for having my own shit.
Right, right.
Ain't no weakness in that. You got your own house, you got your own car, you got some 401k going for you, you got some health insurance going for you.
Right.
You got your own clothes on your back, you provide your own food. What's weak about that?
Hey,
And you
That's not
making
the
sure your daughter is in college
Right.
and gonna be something, be productive in society. What is weak about that?
'Cause
If
you're
you
not taking
judging
care
me
of
by
me,
my
her
finances,
too.
you not for me
you're
anyway.
not able to take care of her too. All that other stuff you saying is elementary.
Well, I didn't grow up to
We
become a
talking
dependent.
about right now.
You heard that though. I didn't grow up to become a dependent.
Well, hey.
It should say, speak highly of yourself and say, I can afford everything I want to for myself without having to get it out of someone else. If my man wants to do that for me and is doing that for me, great. I do not require that of my man. Then you cool. Cause I'll pay for everything. But when you demand it, no. Ain't nobody demanding shit. My daughter don't even demand nothing.
But I think it's the whole narrative of, trying to get us to look like ducks. You know what I'm saying? Like we just,
A
like
duck
we
got
just,
a beak and feathers.
right? Like
So,
we just,
I'm cool.
out here chasing after women to make sure that they good while we struggle and suffer. And I don't think that needs to be the case. And that in itself divides us on so many levels. It divides us on so many levels, which then keeps us from getting together as black men and women. Then it keeps the black family from being together because we're not together. You get what I'm saying? So I believe a lot of times that stuff is plotted to keep us divided on trivial things.
Exactly.
Trivial things. Because if we're together, we all gonna want to make sure everything within that dwelling or whatever we have going on is taken care of.
So how I start avoiding some of those type of pitfalls is, first of all, with me, I'm looking at it like, what do I want versus what's available?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Also, like, the person that I'm looking for, do I have a realistic standpoint on what I'm looking for? Like, women, if you're looking for someone that he damn near a killer, but he a scholar, you see what I'm saying?
Do those? I mean, it could happen.
You
I'm
know,
not gonna knock it.
he rich, he tall, dark, and light skinned some kind of way. Got hair and no hair at the same time. Like, I'm like, some of these women be looking for unicorns, man, and some dudes do too.
Some dudes do.
You know
too.
what I'm saying?
Let's
So,
get it right.
yeah, like, you know, or some dudes look specifically for someone to do something to and with. Like, they whole intent is, I'm gonna get off of her car, or I just need some head or something. I mean, that's just how they do.
Right.
I've known friends, man, they'll go pick up a chick and drop her off and go get another girl while she at work, you know,
Right.
in their car. So it's in, like I say, what is it that you want versus what's available? Is it realistic? What environment are you in? A lot of the times the environment you in gonna make you look for something that you know that you may not be looking for, but you in there. Like, I don't necessarily try to go for women in the club environment, I would say.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, if I do, I kind of know where that may lead me to. Like, now, in my mind, I know, okay, this is what this could be. another thing about that too is, speaking of that, you have that 50-50, and then you got a one night stand. Like, is a one night stand respectable for women? So now, if you a duck because you can't even pay 50-50, you know what I'm saying, for someone, but you willing to pay someone,
Right.
what we supposed to think about a woman that'll just drop the draws on the first night? Now, with that,
That's
it can be
kicking the
kind of
ties.
contradicting because
That's kicking the ties, man. That's kicking the ties.
well, hey, well,
yeah.
I'm just saying.
I've never had one.
Uh-huh.
I've never had a one night stand. I just never had one. It wasn't something well, for one, I was married, so I can't say. Maybe if I wasn't married, it would be different. But for me, that just wasn't something that just happened, and I probably wouldn't have did it anyway. But yeah, I think with the new, well, shit, I'm gonna say with the old one, they don't think that's a bad thing.
Well, first of all, man, sex is just that's the trend nowadays for folks. But once again, that would, under relationship, that falls under the physical attraction.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And it's like, man, first and foremost, I'm saying if you're into that, man, just have protection. You know, and man, never take anything by force. Just make sure it's consensual. A lot of times, man, a dude will consider it actually kind of attractive. It ain't necessarily taboo.
Right.
If a woman come up to you and this is what she want, you're gonna be like, okay, she go for what she like. You know,
she's strong.
because clearly you're not gonna be like, oh goddamn, man, she want me, man. She went with me on the first night. The hell wrong with this lady? You know what I'm saying? You damn nigga gonna toot your horn on that. So you know, but
You
now,
damn skiffy.
but now it's a difference if she in the club with you on the first night, then you see her with somebody else on the first night. You see what I'm saying?
Second night.
Hey, you know, now it's like, damn, that is what it is. You see what I'm saying? It ain't no chemistry.
Shouldn't you take a first night or one night stand? It as is what it is.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
mentally,
if you
should
exchanging
you
some
not put
numbers
no-
and it's good, you know you're gonna want more.
Right, but should
So-
you not put no
No expectations on that
it?
thing.
You should not put no expectations on that thing. It just is
man.
what it is.
Well-
like if you a one night stand, she fine as hell, and she decide to give you some of that shit, you just gotta take that shit and keep
Man,
it rolling.
I ain't even gonna lie, man. First of all, if it's a one night stand with me, she gonna be looking gorgeous, and I'm gonna put something on her so that it ain't gonna be a one night stand.
Right. We always gonna try to make her
So-
want to come back.
Yeah, exactly. It's gonna be that. You know what I'm saying? That
We'll
hit
put
back.
that comeback on.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Do. They be texting
But
me
you gotta
real
be careful
quick,
because she might be doing the same thing. She might be putting that comeback
Hey.
on you. And which comeback is better?
Shit. If I'm coming back, then yeah, that's some good shit there. You know what I'm saying? Definitely ain't gonna deny that. Ain't nothing like a good comeback. Shit. I have you on speed dial. We might be able to make appointments with that.
Right.
But
So we had to decide which comeback is better. But anyway.
yeah. But you know, man, I use my wisdom now. You know, I mean, I'm not necessarily with all that, but hey, you know, sometimes it happens.
It can happen.
Sometimes it's the girl that you've been looking at, been wanting, man.
Right.
She ain't even know, and
Right.
she just,
All she had to
okay,
do
let's
is-
go do this.
Right. She said, well, you should have been told me that.
Okay, well now you know that's the thing. You gonna know from here on out. Best believe me. Shit, me, you gonna know it was missed before I had it.
Slick say you don't treat or you don't sleep or treat everyone the same.
Slick, that's some good advice right
Right.
there. That's dope advice, as a matter of fact. I'm gonna log that one away.
You
I'm
sleep
gonna
with
go out in the
everybody
world thinking
differently.
about that.
You sleep with everybody different. You don't put the same things on everybody.
No, you're absolutely right, man.
Right.
Because if it's like if I'm to the point where I'm like, you know, she looking good today, but 2 months from now I'm gonna be tired of this look. I might give her 75%.
Right. Hey, fellas, you don't blow on her ass right off the
Oh
get-go.
no, there ain't gonna be no blowing in the ass on none, no percentage.
That,
But
look.
but you know, hey man, she might get beat into the pillow.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But
You might even have to pull that back a little bit.
of course,
Right,
I've had
right,
to do that a couple
right.
of times. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? But it was for my own good.
We're on protection, right?
Yeah.
Right.
You know, you don't want no stalkers.
Yeah.
So with that being said, requirements. I have my requirements, first of all, are not expectations. So a requirement, man, is communication. I do like attractive women. respectful. Uh, other than that, some time. Because everything else we're gonna work out with the
Right.
time. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? If I don't have your attention and your time, then we're not gonna build as much anyway because somebody else got it. So
Right.
I mean, you really kind of helping me. Time is a big stickler with me because your truth gonna be revealed in the time. So with that time, I can definitely tell your characteristics.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Whether you're gonna be functional, whether you're compassionate, whether you loyal, are you angry all the time, man? You know.
Or even if you even want to spend some time with me. That's the question.
Exactly.
If I always got to come to you and ask you about spending time, or come to you and every time I come to you
Yep.
about spending time, you always got something else going on. Obviously, I'm not the priority, or I'm not one of the most important. Now, if you come to me and say, I say we want to spend some time, you be like, oh, I got to get my son today, or I got to get my daughter today. That's different. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Even if
yeah,
I, with my age, if they say I got to get my granddaughter today or my grandson today, that's different. I'm gonna slide on out the way because you get what I'm saying. That's family. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And that's
yeah.
always important. But if you come to me and say, well, I got to go out with my girls, and me and my girls going somewhere today, then it's gonna be, well, I don't give a fuck about them.
So with that, I have reciprocation with the initiation. If I'm initiating everything all the time, then you need to reciprocate, start
Right.
initiating some things. Because now I have seen a dynamic that's one-sided, and I know women don't like it. I know women don't like every time it's time to go somewhere, they always got to think of it. You know what I'm saying? Always got to purchase the tickets. Always got to set aside the time on the calendar.
Right.
Clearly they want to, hey babe, you know what I'm saying? Set aside the 15th. This is where we're going to go. This is what we're going to do. I already got the tickets. They want some of that. You know what I'm saying? So that's initiative. Or they want that, just send a location and show up. Or they come home and they see an outfit on the bed and you like, man, I'm already dressed, ready to go. I could wait on you though. You know, things like that. But like I say, I would like some initiation sometimes too. I might be tired as hell and ain't even thinking about nothing. Coming home like what it is, and next thing you know, like, hey, put this on, we gonna hit tonight.
Right.
Cool. I ain't have to ask you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Sometimes that goes with intimacy as well. You know what I'm saying? Or like
I think a lot of time we talking about intimacy. I think, and I'm not sure. I'm not gonna say all women because I don't know all women. But a lot of times I think it gets misconstrued that intimacy is always sexual, and us as men, we don't necessarily want sex every time, but we
No.
do want to rub up on you a little bit. We do want to, you know what I'm saying? We do want to touch you a couple of places a little bit. We might just want to give you head, get up, and walk away. You get what I'm saying? It don't necessarily have to be intercourse in order for it to be intimate. If I'm touching and rubbing on you in all the right places that I like to rub on you and get up and walk away, I might be good for the night.
man, I be in that bitch sculpting when they cooking. I'm like, yeah, okay, then fall back some. But yeah, I mean, first of all, the female anatomy is definitely to be admired. But yeah, I mean, I'm giving them that time and attention.
Miss Mixalot say, y'all do know the first sex up is an audition. Y'all
shit.
better nail me to the
Okay.
cross. She
man,
said y'all
look
better
here.
show out. You try to tell her to show out, Miss Mixalot, on the first audition.
Nail her to the cross. Surely will. Hey man, you might have to take a break.
That's the same thing as you said. You might slam her in the pillow
Hey.
into the mattress, like you pounding her to the mattress.
All I'ma say is don't press charges when them blue lights show up. So they're gonna hear some screaming.
The neighbors gonna know my name.
I'm telling you, hit you with that Maxwell. It did hit you. Then the cops come knocking in that Trey Songz, bro.
Right. And the Slick say, grown women will treat you, wine you, dine you, if you treating her the same. Grown
Clearly.
women. See, I guess that's
Yeah.
the narrative. That's the caveat. Grown women.
Well, see,
What's the grown women's age? What age do you think a woman becomes
Man, okay,
mentally
so-
mature?
So I've literally had conversation and go out on dates with women past 47. You know what I'm saying? I think those are mature grown women. I like them. I don't call them cougars, man. You know what I'm saying? But I can say that not all of them have it figured out of what they want.
Right, right.
They want a relationship, but they're not gonna commit because of so long of an experience and a gap from something that's serious that they feel like no, and then who wants to marry somebody that's damn near halfway a corpse
Right.
with a bald head and shriveled up and shit? You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying.
Damn.
Hey, man, hey, you got to take care of yourself when you get to be a certain age. Man.
Right,
I
right,
understand
right.
that. Like, I'm trying to look presentable for women. Like, that's why I go up when I was talking about relationship wise, like, okay, my expectation got to be realistic as what I'm presenting too.
Right.
Like, we consider this, I guess, what we would say bait or
Right.
particular, like, you know what I'm saying? Look, I'd be like, man, look at yourself in the mirror, bruh. You think
Right.
somebody want that shit, man, you know?
Right.
So I got to look at myself. Do you know, I mean,
Dressing
maybe I have to
nice
tighten
is
up
a
here.
very
Smelling
important thing.
nice,
It's
dressing
smelling
nice,
good.
that hygiene.
And you don't even know what? Sometimes you don't even have to dress nice. If you smell nice. Look, I've been in Walmart in pajamas and UGG shoes before.
Man.
And my glasses on and I smelled decent because I probably took a shower, whatever.
Uh-huh.
It got the eye. You get what I'm saying? So it's not necessarily dressing nice. It's just, I guess it's all about the environment you in. But you damn sure got to stink good.
Hey, man.
My uncle used to always tell me, nigga,
Yeah,
you better
hey.
stink good.
All I'm saying, when I'm bumming, I'm nicer than a motherfucker. I'm opening doors, yes ma'am, all this and that. Yup. You know what I'm saying? So, but I have to compensate for that because,
Right.
like I say, I like to present myself in the best way that I possibly can. So I know sometimes if I done did some landscaping, man, and I smell like I've been dipped in snuff and shit, and I got dingy dirt on my stuff. First of all, I'm trying to really beeline home, but if I gotta go to a gas station or stop by the Kroger, you know what I'm saying, give me some wheat bread and some veggies and some fruit or something.
Right.
I'm gonna be cordial and
Right.
polite because I know I look.
But
like,
you're a working man, though.
Yeah, that
That's
works
what
a lot of times. It do.
They should see.
But
and, oh, damn, that nigga got a job.
oh no, I heard working some types of jobs don't work no more now.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Oh,
yeah, hey man.
Miss Lot says you got to show out. She says mature women don't play. Slick says that half-ass fuck might get you cut from the roster.
Oh. But see, you know now, my half might be like a goat to some folks now. You know what I'm saying? I'm never finna be shabby
Say
now.
my half gonna be
I got a
somebody's
reputation to
hoe.
uphold. Thank you. Now, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like you say, it's a different one for different folks. You know,
Right.
some folks don't want that stroke like that because they're not necessarily freaked out like that.
Right.
You know, you've been done scared them, and now you can't get it no more because you be like, you take a long time and shit like that. You know, oh. Okay.
What Eddie Murphy say? When you hear that, ooh,
Oh, yeah.
I got this motherfucker.
But legs start shaking,
Yeah.
sweating, eyes rolling in the back of their head. Man, I was like, is this an exorcism in this bitch or what? Do I need a priest and some rosaries? Or do we need to keep going
Right. Well, Miss Lot say nail her to the cross.
to that cross, man? So Miss Mix-a-Lot wanted biblical in this bitch. Yeah, but you be screaming Jesus too if you want to.
She want the exorcist.
Hey, man, you can have the red Gatorade and all.
Right.
I worry sometimes about that though when you hear women say you better nail me to the cross because a lot of women I realize can't fuck.
Yeah. Hey, well, see, okay, now one thing about
They
it
say a
now,
lot of y'all can't fuck.
a lot of them later, bruh. I'm telling you, it's like I might as well check
Who
into
wanna
Planet
fuck a
Fitness
dead
because
fish?
I'm working out today. It's like a corpse or a mannequin or some shit.
Who
But
the fuck want to fuck a dead fish?
but I make sure they look good enough then for me, my motion to do what it need to do.
But hey, and we're gonna go back to the job thing real quick. But
Uh-huh.
I don't think women realize how much a visual we are visual men. Men
Yeah,
are visual,
yeah.
and when we look down at a fine motherfucker beneath us while we fucking, it's
Man.
it's the most turn on thing you can.
You can
know-
flip fries at McDonald's.
Right.
Man, you looking good and you got the right vibe though.
Right.
Now, look here. See, I'm not gonna judge your mentality and I'm not gonna judge your character by the job that you have.
Mm-hmm.
But now I will judge you if you show up at that bitch late. I'm like, damn, you showing up late at McDonald's. You see what I'm saying? So that's a part of the characteristic I don't like. You got a job. I like that.
I would say it's okay to judge a woman based on how she handles her finances and her credit.
Okay, yeah. Okay, judging a woman based off how she handles her finances and credit. I'm not going to judge you based off how you handle your money. I just might not fuck with you based off how you handle your money. You can handle your money however the hell you want to.
Right.
If I don't agree with you, I'm not going to judge you on it. I'm not going to link with you on that. Or I might say, baby, slow down on that because I got a shopping habit too.
Right.
We like fiends online with this bitch.
Right.
Somebody got to stop or
And
we
I
going to
know
be
I'm-
fresh
I'm-
as hell homeless.
I'm terrible with shopping. If I see it, I'm goddamn gonna get it.
Yeah.
I find women who are like, I guess, high acidity in their head. Like,
Uh-huh.
this is what I want out of a man.
Uh-huh.
This is what I need out of a man.
So,
everything.
yeah.
They're very poor on spending and they have very bad credit.
So, well, okay, now that's a practice what you preach, and that's one of them things that I was saying now. If you're going to have a requirement for someone, you need to be able to match that requirement.
Right.
So my thing is this. If you wear shit like, I'm not even gonna say what you wear. If you shopping you don't shop out department stores. If you shopping if you gonna get your fit from Dollar General or some shit like that. If you wanna holler at that lady that buy Dior, that's your right to. But don't think that it's gonna work out right unless she like you physically. Cause the financial part, if you don't have the money to support that Dior, you gonna have some problems. But then you can't blame her, cause that's what she been rocking. And you came out to Dollar General, she didn't. Right. So you have some reality. And then I can't call her sedity or high maintenance if that's her lifestyle.
That's what she's always.
You see what I'm saying?
Doing.
I got to either elevate to it or be somebody she want to be with, regardless of if that's her lifestyle. Is she like my lifestyle?
Right.
Even if it ain't hers. That's when your game come in. That's who you are, your pride, your confidence, what you can do, what you bring to the table. Shit, if I don't bring no money, I'll bring a hammer, nails, and the table. I'll make that motherfucking table for you then. Now you ain't got to spend no money on it. What's up?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Now if they value that, you in there. If they like, nah, I want the man that's gonna buy the table. Okay, cool. When the man buy the table and your table break, you can call me and I'll fix that bitch. or you can go buy another one.
Right.
But at some point, when does it make sense to get someone that can provide more than just the finances? Can they?
Right.
Because if that's all you hiding behind, what can you do?
Right. Let me ask you. We're gonna go back to the. You were saying certain jobs don't qualify no more.
Oh shit, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's touch on that a little bit before we get the Black History Fact and
Yeah.
get up out of here. But
Okay.
what as far as what do you see
Um,
as a job not qualified? Like you said, you go to Walmart, if you got your landscaping on, and you go to Kroger, and I'm saying, oh well, shit, she might say she got a job. You like some jobs don't qualify.
so they say depending on what age you are, you can't be bagging groceries.
Okay.
Only reason why I agree with that to a degree, I'm not going to say you're less of a man though. See, I'm not going to say the reason why I wouldn't be bagging groceries is because the average person bagging groceries is way younger than me.
Right.
And that ain't no future in that. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
I like to do things that have a future to it. But now if you bagging
Technically,
groceries,
we all bagging groceries.
I'm not.
now
Yeah,
when
that's
we
what
go.
I'm saying. We all bagging groceries. I'm not gonna be like I don't fuck with Lab because Lab bag groceries.
We
Because
all
guess
bagging
what?
groceries.
If Lab bag groceries, but my man gonna come scoop me at 7:15 on time,
Right.
that's a cool ass guy to me. He got some characteristics. I could rock with Lab. I might do business with Lab.
Right.
But now if Lab on a Fortune 500 company and is a billionaire, and I'm like, hey Lab, I need you to show up at 7:15, and it's 9:15 and I ain't even heard from you. I don't give a damn. Lab's characteristics ain't on my level. I don't like that.
Right.
Regardless of whether you got money, you're not getting a pass for that.
Right.
So okay, they've also said stuff like working in department store. You know what I'm saying? Or working at like a shoe store and things like that. And I'm like, look, man, at some point, give a person the respect to know you don't know what they've been through at that point. What if they just lost someone, or they going through something traumatic experience, had to move at the drop of a dime, got fired for something that they didn't do, and had to pick up something because they got some pride and want to make some money, don't want to rob your ass, or don't feel like necessarily peddling death to society. You'll fuck with somebody that sell major dope, but somebody that might clock in, you gonna trip on. Y'all really be tripping. You'll fuck with the robbing crew dude, but the dude that sit up here and got a UPS job, you talking shit about him. And the funny
UPS
thing
qualifies though. UPS qualifies now.
I know it do.
It qualifies
but you
as a
can
good
drive
job
the truck and make a lot of money. And here go the thing though. You can work at UPS, right? If you pretty much pound that clock, you gonna make some money.
Right.
And it's not what you making sometimes, it's what you do with it. If you got $50,000, but you spend $49,500, and I got a rack and I spend $200, I got more.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So sometimes it's what you doing. Okay, I used to say it like this. Man, that guy that got that Mercedes-Benz from whatever job that you like just drove past you and got 3, 4, 5 other women. That dude that just got off at Kroger riding a bus to get to your ass, that nigga really love you.
Right, because he doing whatever it takes to make sure you good.
Yeah. He's exposing the fact that he work at Kroger. He bearing his all to you. Now, when you reject that, how y'all think y'all making men feel?
They'll go
Right.
with the DoorDash.
Ms. Mixon say y'all are hilarious. Y'all got Driz in there on the sideline talking about women ain't making no noise in the bedroom. In all honesty, you show people how to please you.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, and that's one other thing that I was gonna say to the women, man. First of all, I be aiming to please, but I'm not a psychic and I'm not a mind reader, man. Sometimes if you want to be treated a certain way, say that shit. Just communicate with it.
Communication
you know,
about sex is a
yeah,
big thing.
Yeah, you know,
I
give some
think-
hints.
Right, because man, I said this shit before. If I don't know what you like and you don't tell me, if I'm giving you head and I'm on the left side and you really like it on the right side, how the fuck I'm supposed to know?
Hey, man, you better let
you
me
got
know.
to tell me. You got to
yeah.
say, hey, baby,
Yeah.
go on the right side.
Do you think women nowadays compare you to their toys?
Compared to whom now?
The toys.
The toys? Oh man, no. So here's the thing. No, women ain't necessarily crazy enough to compare you to a toy, but they will make your ass use one with them. You know what I'm saying? And I'm perfectly fine with that. Whatever it take to get you off, as long as you're not using it on me, we can do something with it. You know what I'm saying?
But I
toys,
think
if you want it, go for it,
I
man.
think the communication part in the bedroom is a very really thing. We have a conversation about sex, and you say to me, you know, I like it a little bit slower. Now I know, or I
Yeah,
like it.
yeah,
I like
yeah.
you to
Cool.
I like you to give me head 10 minutes longer than what you did. I know, but I'm not going to know because to be honest with you, I said this before. The noises you making, we think you liking it.
Well,
If you moaning and whatever, we thinking you like it. I mean that's what we think a moan is. Now if you having a, unless it's painful, but if you
So-
having a moan and you giving us moans, we like hell yeah, she like
Now-
it. But afterwards, if you say to me, I didn't like that shit on the left side, I like that shit on the right side, then I know for next time. So you really gonna be moaning next time.
so that's where the love language come in and intimacy come in, because like when you're particularly intimate with some women, you can feel heat. You can feel a vibration here and there. You can feel that little vein jump. So you know what you doing
Right.
is working. You know what I'm saying? They got to say shit.
Slick
I
say
mean, you
follow
hot as
the
hell.
moans and groans, but you know what, Slick? Sometimes the moans and groans sound exactly the fucking same.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes it might be a sign between that, but that's okay. I mean, you know,
Right.
at some point, somebody gonna get theirs.
Right.
Now, what I will say is,
Better
I
get
can do
yours
some
before I get
things that I
mine.
know you're feeling and I know you like. You know what I'm saying? But it would just help if you say it, cause like
Right.
I'm not finna fake you. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Yeah, I'm gonna be like, yep, right there, yep, like that. Keep going. You might want to do this. Try this.
Right.
Let's do this. Do I need to introduce you to a porn or something
Right.
like that? Whatever it takes
Right.
for y'all to get what you want going on. But once again, now
'Cause
sometimes
I want us all to have fun.
Exactly.
I want
That's
it to
the
be
point.
fun.
I mean,
want
it
to have
ain't
a
for
good
just
time. I
me.
don't want no fucking time limit on it.
Yeah, it's
I don't want
pleasure.
none of that. If it take 5 minutes, it's 5 minutes. But
Yeah,
if it take longer, it take
yeah.
longer. It all
Yeah.
depends on the vibe that we in.
Yeah.
Goddamn, if you got me, if you in a tank top and some shorts,
Uh-huh.
and you got some nice titties and ass, and I'm all heat up and bothered, it might only take 5 fucking minutes.
Well,
But then once I'm in it, and I'm thinking 5 minutes to myself, and that shit start feeling good, it might be 45 minutes later. It just depends. It just
so with me, man, I'm romantic, so I just be trying to take the romance route, but you know, it's love language. It's
Right.
following a lead sometimes. Sometimes the man might have to be dominant, sometimes a woman like the lead, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can
women say that shit, but if they are a dominant woman
Mm-hmm.
in general, just in life, she don't want you to be dominant. She always
Yeah,
say
you can't caveman 'em.
She always say I need you to take lead, but when you start taking lead, she start directing you to the other lead. So it's like, why bother? Because you're so used to being dominant in the relationship anyway. Me trying to take over the lead of the relationship is only going to lead to friction because I'm going to get frustrated because you always telling me the way I need to do it.
So now that's the one thing. The bedroom can't be no place of no confusion and no animosity and bartering out like that's a place of pleasure, man. Like if you don't know what you want, talk about it so you can work it out, especially if you've invested some time with this person. Because first of all, if it's kind of your friend, you can be like, you know what, man, this ain't never been done. Can we try that?
And you're right, Driz. Women, I don't know.
Tell their friends.
I don't know if they'll tell you right.
They won't tell
I'm not gonna say all women won't do it, but I think most women won't tell you what they like in the bedroom.
They'll tell you if you ask. They'll tell you what they don't
Well,
like.
do you think?
So,
they'll definitely tell you what
start
they.
putting it together.
But let me ask you a question though. If you just come out and say, "Man, I heard you moaning," like they say, "I heard you moaning and groaning." Did you really like that? Do you think they will tell you because they don't want to hurt your feelings, or do you think they just flat out just tell you, "No, I really
Well-
like that. I really like this."
So with me, I'm not gonna ask about my performance. I'm not gonna say I heard you moaning and nothing like that. Usually, I'm gonna be honest with you. If you're doing good, they gonna let you know. the way that they resting, the way that they acting, parched and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? You get up immediately and do something, they try to grab you back in the bed, like, where you going? Like, there's signs, there are telltale signs of whether you bombed out or whether you gave them some bomb dick. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you get compliments then and there. You get a woo. Oh, I didn't expect that.
Miss Missler say mature women gonna tell you.
Exactly.
Slick say if we fake squirting on you, that's it. A good 5 minutes can save your life.
A fake squirt. Now that there, I guess that's P. And I'm like, man, you should have taken care of that at all. But you ain't gonna lead up like to no fakeness with that. Like
the yellower it is, the more P it is.
so, and then my thing is
and
too.
Miss Burgundy, that's goddamn P, and she dehydrated.
By now, this is another thing though, and as men and women. By now, you should know how if you're a woman, you should know by how a man touch your body, how he's operating, how he try to lay you down, the things he's saying, the music he's doing, the environment he's setting up, whether or not this man gonna know what he's doing. Because I know what some women, whether or not they know what they doing, you know, when they step in there with me. So it's kind of like, I mean, come on, if you aiming to please, you're gonna do some little extra things, or you're gonna try.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think. Well, to me, I don't compete. Like I said, I'm in here to try to make sure you get yours. So it's not a competition. It's a let's make sure we get this right. You know what I'm saying? Like
Miss Missler, it can't. I don't know how it could be fake squirt and not pee, but some men probably think they got them squirting.
Hey, well,
And
you
that
know,
motherfucker shit is dark yellow.
it hasn't happened to me. So,
It had what squirting?
I mean, not no peeing and all that shit. Well,
I don't want you squirting on me.
man.
Keep
look
that
here.
shit to yourself. Just like I don't want
If-
you giving me no sloppy head.
if-
Keep that shit.
so
keep
here's
all
the
your
thing.
Spit as much as possible.
No, yeah, I don't need all that.
Just give me the
Yeah,
regular
I don't,
head
I don't,
that you
I don't.
can.
Yeah,
but I don't
yeah.
want you spitting and all that shit.
Yeah,
on
we
me.
not.
Now you disrespecting me.
Yeah, we not triple Xing in this thing. We not making no dirt. Nah, I'm not spitting on you. None of that shit. I'm not peeing on you.
Right.
I'm not defecating on you. Nothing that you, nothing deemed disrespectful. As a matter of fact, it's gonna be all within the realms of what you desire.
Slick say it's all Pete.
Hey, man, you know.
I say no, it's not. But look, let me tell y'all something. I don't think these conversations with men in relationships are had that much. We always say what the women don't want and don't like, and then you might hear a man say something every now and then. But man, I think we had a great conversation today. We need to do this a little bit more. I'll give a man's perspective, especially someone that's dating, that is trying to date in this current pool of dating. It's interesting some of the things you just said today, because as a person who's not in the dating field, someone who's not in the dating field, it's interesting to know what's going on out there, because it seems like it's toxic to me from what I see on
It's
social
going to be
media.
toxic if you're into toxic things.
Right.
I always approach women in situations with a level of respect, first of all, and I don't make I don't put my expectations on them. Clearly, I'm going to expect to be treated properly,
Right.
but I'm not going to like get down on myself because you didn't meet what I'm thinking. You know what I'm saying? I'm deserving. Then I'm just gonna fall back. I'm gonna put distance in myself, because the first thing that I'm gonna tell a young lady is, look, man, I'm not here to waste your time. I'm not here to involve your feelings and hurt them if I feel like you're not for me.
Right.
Or if I'm realizing you can look good, but I don't like a lot of things that you have going on.
Right.
Then there goes the problem of this. Then I'm going to ask you, look, what do you want? You trying to? If you don't want a commitment, I still may talk to you a little bit, because yeah, I'm a man and you look good.
Right.
So you know. But now,
Honesty is the best policy.
thank you. But now, if you're like, well, this is what I'm gonna want from you, and if we do this, I'm gonna want you by myself. Then, if you look good, like I say, I'll fall back on the physical for a second, because, meaning the intimacy part. Because okay, physically, I know I'm attracted to you. So now I'm gonna see what your mentality is like a little bit, and some of your characteristics, and then we can go from there. But if the characteristics ain't all that, and by some chance you decide you want to get intimate while I'm figuring this out, I'm not gonna take you up through there. I'm just gonna say, before it gets serious, let's fall back.
Let me ask you a question. 5 things that You give me 5 things in dating that you look for in a woman. Just 5 characteristics that you're looking for. And though out of those 5, which 2 they cannot have and you be okay with. Just 5. I know you probably got a long list of them, and then we're gonna go to the Black History Fact. But just give me 5 of them that you will want them to have, and 2 out of those 5 that you probably can do without.
Well, first of all, one thing I learned, I had to shorten my list because if I have a super long list, that's hindering myself anyway.
Right. Okay.
That means I got too many.
So we gonna shorten it to 5.
Yeah, 5. Okay, one of them they're gonna definitely have to be loyal.
Okay.
All right, 2 of them that definitely. All right, now looks ain't that's not considered a characteristic to you, is it?
We gonna go with it.
Okay, they gotta look good to me because I'm not finna argue, I'm not finna barter, I'm not gonna be halfway controlled by something that don't look attractive to me. Okay, punctual. Because if you're punctual, I can depend on you to a particular degree, and that means at least you're not gonna waste my time, and I'm not gonna waste yours. Compassionate. And affectionate.
Okay. And
All
which 2 can you not deal with and still be okay with that woman, dating her and building a relationship with her?
I can kind of deal with if you're not necessarily compassionate.
Okay.
Because I've dealt with women before that are kind of cold-hearted, but you're affectionate. You know what I'm saying? You can show me some affection kind of without the compassion. And what I mean compassion is this. Clearly they don't want to see me in harm's way, but let's just say something like I may have sat on my glasses and broke them, and I really like that favorite pair.
Right.
And they're going to be like, just get you a new pair. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to baby me on that shit.
Right,
That's what I
right.
mean. So I can deal without that. And like I said, the compassionate one and punctuality to a degree, because if you don't necessarily show up on time but you loyal to me, you showing me some affection, you know what I'm saying?
They say you're a real stickler about time.
I can handle it. Yeah, I'm a stickler about time, but guess what? People don't always show up on time, and certain things can actually happen to make you not show up on time. So why would I let punctuality be a deal breaker when you might actually have a legitimate excuse as to why?
Okay.
So that them the 2 I can deal without.
I'm gonna let Driz holler his 3 across the mic real quick. It's
Okay.
5. You give me 5, Driz, and 2 you can deal without. Just real quick, and then we're gonna go to Black History Facts since you've been talking in the background.
And we can name his 5 if y'all can't hear him.
Right.
She gotta be financially educated. Like she gotta think about finances.
He said she got to think about finances.
What else?
That's kind of dope.
You know, teach me some shit and we teach each other when it comes to finances in this black community. Health.
Health.
Okay. He said health,
as well.
health conscientious.
She has to understand that God runs the show.
God runs the show.
Spiritually.
Spiritual, yep.
She has to understand that.
That's 3.
That's 3.
2 more.
She gotta be able to get on her bend down on her knees. She gotta have good fucking knees.
Oh,
What's the
okay. I
knees
know where
for?
this is going.
What's the knees
good
for?
knees. She got to be able to bend down and have good knees. All right. So that's definitely going to be in the physical and the intimacy department. You can make moves when you can bend knees flexible. I should have put that one up. That kind of like that.
Whoa,
you know what I'm
whoa,
saying?
whoa. I need to
Agility.
understand what he's meaning by it.
See, I know that.
Okay.
I know
Well,
what
well,
that
you
means
tell-
because I be
what do
like,
you mean?
hey, let's go to the gym.
Yeah, again, being
Yeah. Stretch. See if
stretch
Okay.
and all that stuff. Yeah, but,
Okay.
where we at? 4?
Yeah.
One more.
One more.
Have some goals of our own.
Okay.
Okay.
Have goals.
Of our
All right.
own to reach.
Okay, and 2 of them that you can deal without. That you.
Bad knees.
Okay.
He can deal without the bad knees.
And
All
what-
right. I
one
got
more.
you. I got you. Okay.
Bad knees and okay, she understand that. Okay, that God is real and she's a sinner. You know, you can fuck up, but you know what I mean. Like, yeah, you gonna fuck up.
Okay.
You know, I don't expect you to be TD Jakes out here.
Okay,
with all
okay.
these people.
Okay.
Okay.
So you're allowed to make some mistakes with your spirituality, basically. So okay. Okay.
All right,
Got
we
you.
like those. This is another Black History Fact.
Yeah.
We're done with y'all for today.
So-
This has been a great show. Dose has thrown on us today. Shata.
Hey, I'm always for my people, man.
Right.
You know, historically, we have done some wonderful things, but this is actually kind of current, you know, as far as this young lady, this lady's lifespan. First of all, I want to shine and shed some light on Patricia Bath, okay, and that's B-A-T-H, like Bath. She was born November 4th, 1942 in New York City, and sadly she passed away May 30th, 2019. So with that being said, this was, kind of recently. And she, like I was explaining before, to Lab, she was a first of many things. And first and foremost, she was an ophthalmologist and a humanitarian and the first female member of the Jules Stein Eye Institute. Okay, now, and she was also one of the first to lead a postgraduate training program in ophthalmology. A first woman elected to the staff of the UCLA Medical Center. And this is a game changer and real admirable of her. But she was the first to secure about 5 patents for medical purposes. And with that, she was able to found a nonprofit American Institute for the Prevention of Blindness. And she opened that up in Washington, D.C. So I think that's very detrimental to have a nonprofit organization that's trying to prevent blindness, because that can hit you at any age. Young, you can get, as we get older, we can have cataracts, glaucoma, and things like that. So just to see, someone breaking ground and, making waves in ophthalmology is dope to me. Yeah. Appreciate that, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. We'll be here next Monday at 8. Dosed Up. If you want to get at me, you can check me out on Facebook. My IG is @MedicAGD. And peace out. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Yeah. Grams leaders CC's, pounds. Close cash, close call, close encounter, close up. Pounds of liters of grams, get your dosed up. Cut this up, host up, and get dosed up. This for them voted like the move and make the most of. Monday night at 8, I can't wait to set you straight. These opinions and debates for them folk that can't relate. I got to elevate your mind through these signs of the time. Dishing out that medication for that deaf, dumb, and blind. And I ain't hard to find, you can catch me in them trenches. I do the groundwork and I ain't waiting on no sense. I be touching on them topics politicians fail to mention. And I don't vote for nobody.